Are you a business owner that's working tirelessly in your business, wondering when is going to be the time for you to make your first hire? In this video, we're going to dive into some of the signs that indicate you're ready to grow your team and take your business to the next level. If you're new here, hey, I'm Crystal from crystalbella.co. I'm a recruiter and a hiring expert that helps tons of small business owners find and hire top talent. Whether you're struggling to find the right candidate, don't know where to start, or you just want to improve your recruitment process, you come to the right place. Don't forget to check the description down below for some free resources to go with this video. By subscribing down below, you'll gain valuable insights and tips and tricks to help you build a thriving team. So don't forget to hit subscribe down below and let's get started. So when it comes to making your first hire, I know it's a little nerve-wracking. You're kind of like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Your funds probably aren't as profitable right now, and it could be scary. So I want to go through this video in a framework that will let you know if you're ready. So we're going to go through some of the signs and we're going to kind of go through it together, some questions and things that you need to ask and consider to know if you're ready. However, there's still going to be some self-doubt, especially when it's your first hire. I don't know how to train. How do I do this? There's a lot of things that can come up. What we don't want is to have you become the bottleneck that's preventing your business from growth. So there's a thing of hiring too soon. There's a thing of hiring too late to where you just caused so many bottlenecks and you delayed that part when your business was taking off. So rest assured that making your first hire should be a little scary, a little uncomfortable, but it should be profitable. It should be giving you back more time, more money, or both, essentially, regardless. So let's go over this together. Now, first, I want you to ask, how do you plan on paying for this first worker? Are you planning on paying them from your savings? Are you planning on hiring them, but it's going to make it completely zero out for your business? If you're saying yes to one of those, and that's probably not a good sign that you're ready to make your first hire. I would probably wait. I'm not saying that you're never going to be ready, but what we don't want is for you to go bankrupt and spend from your savings account trying to start this business. You really would want to get customers first, and we'll dive into that in just a little bit. But if you're able to pay your workers from either pre-funding that you did for your business or profit, then yes, you're in a good spot so far to start making your first hire. Next, you want to ask yourself if you have recurring customers coming in. If the answer is yes, then good. You're still in a good spot to continue on and to make your first hire. If you don't have a steady stream of recurring customers coming in, then you may want to pause and stay here, because typically what I've seen is that people think that a magic hire is going to be the solution to make customers come in and you grow your business. Well, you could still make a hire if you don't have recurring customers coming in, and we can kind of dive more into that into this next part. It's still not a great spot for you to be making a hire on. Because again, they're not typically the solution. Let's say hiring a worker to do lead gen. But if you haven't mastered lead gen yet yourself, and you just put somebody there and you say they're experienced, they've done it, they're not experiencing your necessarily business. Even if you hire a cleaner to clean a house, they're not going to clean the same way that you would clean or somebody else would clean it. They usually clean their own way. So just like a lead gen person, they would usually have their own way, but it's not defined as trained. You want to have your own proven process before you would make that hire and to have that going on. You want that part to be successful before you decide to hire for that necessarily role. Now, if you have recurring customers coming in, awesome, because you are going to remain profitable as you're going through this, as long as you just follow the remaining steps. All right, so by now you should already know if you're ready to make your first hire. Now, if you're ready to make your first hire, awesome. I want to go ahead and walk you through this next exercise to identify which role you may need to hire for, because that's often the next question. You're like, okay, I'm ready. Now, who do I need to hire for? I got you covered. So I want to take a different approach than most people, and I want you to look at your business, and I want you to look at it into these different departments: lead gen, sales, delivery, and retention. Now, I want you to look at all those categories in your business, and I want you to see which ones are doing great and which ones are not doing so great. This may be a good spot right now to kind of identify where you can make the most money. Is it going to be in your customer retention? Is it going to be into the service delivery? Maybe your training program. Maybe you need somebody for training because you're doing so much of the lead gen and everything, but you're not able to do training. Or maybe you're doing great at all those and maybe you just need somebody at sales or lead gen. By looking at these different departments, you'll just be able to get a bigger picture on what's going to make the biggest impact. Because I know often when we're like, okay, I'm overwhelmed, I'm burnt out. Yes, it's easy to get somebody to go ahead and take over your emails, take over doing that stuff. And I'm not saying that's bad, but I just want you to look at it from the overall picture and make sure that you're going to be getting enough time back and it's going to be something that's going to help you be profitable. Whether it's taking your time away from customer support and being able to put your energy back into delivery or retention for your customers, then that's awesome. Now you have that clarity of, okay, let me hire somebody to take these tasks off my plate so I can come here. That gives you a broader picture of not just let me keep doing what I'm doing and hire somebody for here, but it lets you kind of see the whole picture. And if you're still like, I still need some more help, then I want you to do a time study where every 15 minutes you have a reminder on your phone and you're just writing down exactly what you're doing for 3 days. If you want to do it longer, you can. I typically don't have the patience to do it that long, so I would say 3 days. And that's just going to give you a good indicator of where you're spending your time. Now, I feel like that doesn't give you the whole picture. So I want you to try to use a combination of these strategies and viewpoints to help you figure out which role that you want to hire for. And if you're still lost on that, go ahead and comment into the comments down below. And I'd love to chime back with you and help you out in that process. All right, so you should know which role that you want to go ahead and hire for, or you should have at least a good idea. You may need to write it out and brainstorm, and that's fine. You can go ahead and rewatch this video as many times as you need to kind of go through the exercise. But at the end, I want you to go ahead and list out the roles and responsibilities this person is going to be responsible for, aka the outcomes that you want to see from hiring this position. That's going to give the clarity that you need, not only for making the right hire, giving them the right expectations of what you're expecting from them, but also really kind of structure it into a role. Oftentimes, when it's your very first hire, you have like 20 hats on your head and you're trying to pass off 5. And I think this is a good time as you're defining the role to identify if you need to take some of them out to make a more structured role. Oftentimes, when you are building your first role and you're trying to pass off 5 hats, it's really hard to find somebody who's a master of all of those 5 instead of just a master at 1, 2. And that's where a lot of people can go wrong with their first hire. So if you're looking for someone who's just a general VA to do some tasks, that's totally fine. You can get a general VA. But if you're looking for somebody who's a recruiter and taking off the recruiting from your plate and all the recruiting tasks and making sure that the workers are happy, their expectations are aligned, they're onboarded properly and all this other stuff, then that is going to be one specific role with one outcome. And that's going to be kind of more of an expert role that you would be looking for versus a recruiter also with some social media marketing, Facebook ad skills, and all these other things. And it can kind of tarnish the outcome for that role and make it less successful. So by defining that role, you're just going to have one step up and in the right direction. You got this. So just to recap, you want to make sure you're paying your worker from profit. You want to make sure that you have recurring customers, a steady flow of them coming in. You want to also identify which role and define their role. If you've done all those, awesome. I'm so excited because you have the clarity you need now to know when you need to hire and you could put the things into place. Now, if you want to get ahead on hiring your next worker, then I definitely want you to check out this video over here so you can learn some of these mistakes that most people make and avoid them. See you in the next one.